Hello, ladies and gents, boys and girls, people of all ages, sexualities, and identities, and welcome back to another Doctor Who review. And today's Doctor Who review is none other than The Time Warrior. So let's get right into it. So, The Time Warrior is the first story of Elizabeth Sladen, who will later be the great Sarah Jane Smith. The Doctor first meets Sarah as he's off on a bit of a retreat from UNIT under a mission to pretty much investigate the disappearances of a bunch of scientists. However, with Miss Smith on the case, the Doctor is finding it increasingly more challenging to get down to the bottom of it. And after one of his very good scientist friends go missing, the Doctor begins to try and track down the source of the problem. Everyone who goes missing, or everyone who survived the encounter, turns out to point out the idea that they've been seeing a knight in shining armour on the staircase. Turns out that back in prehistoric England, a Centauran warrior has fallen from the skies down to Earth and has invaded a local castle, using people as servants, and has been stealing scientists from the future. The Doctor and Sarah go to investigate when Sarah doesn't realise that the Doctor's police box is a time machine. When the Doctor tries to explain this to her, she pretty much just sees it all as an illusion and points out that she thought that the whole thing was an elaborate setup that he's managed to get a bunch of actors to be involved in. However, when she meets the first Centauran that she's ever going to meet in her life, she suddenly realises that it's no longer a joke and they are definitely back in the medieval ages. The Doctor then points out that they need to stop the Centaurans because otherwise prehistoric men will have guns and more wars will be waged and more blood will be spilt. The Doctor then comes into contact with the Centauran who has been causing all the trouble and pretty much confronts him, saying that he shouldn't be on Earth. Centauran warrior is very ashamed to see a Time Lord on the planet and is even more insulted by the fact that he is interfering in his experiment. The Doctor and Sarah manage to thwart his plans and send him back to his ship. However, using the probe vent against him, they manage to pretty much thwart his plans once and for all. The Doctor then takes Sarah back to modern times and takes along all of the scientists. So the Time Warrior, what did I think of it? I love this story because it's the first time we ever see the Centaurans in Doctor Who history. And I really love that the Centaurans are so brutal that they have no concern for other people. Like, the Centauran in the story literally says that the warriors and the soldiers and everyone, even the scientists, have nothing to them more than guinea pigs in a laboratory. He also pretty much sees the Doctor as just inferior as all the human beings. Two hearts or not, the Centaurans really hate the Time Lords. The way John Pertwee's Doctor handles the Centaurans as well is brilliant. I like that he manages to hit the probic vent, something that comes to be one of the most common things in the Centaurans still to this day. I also personally like in this story the idea of the silver armour being compared to knights. I've always found it very interesting and kind of my favourite design of the Centaurans as a whole. It's always very battle worn and feels like something that you would see on the field of battle. And for that reason, I give the Time Warrior a solid 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next Doctor Who review.